Hey, what's up guys? It's the Wild Burrito and today we are doing a fucking review again. It's on Tale of Zesteria, and to give you guys a little bit of context on my mindset when I started tackling that game. The first time I've played the game, I stopped after 15-20 hours because the game starts really slow with a very typical RPG background. You are this happy and pure hero full of determination to quell the dark energy from this world because you're special and the only one capable of defeating the typical bad guy who's really mean and blah blah blah. On top of that, all other characters don't have much of personality, they are pretty much fucking boring. Imagine if the two most boring person you know were going on an adventure like Sergey the janitor and Sarah the physics student. Oh, what's gonna happen next? Also at the beginning you only have basic attack and mage attack and you cannot walk freely unless you hold down a certain key, which make the gameplay really limited and kinda weird. So, after doing that for a good 20 goddamn hour, I think I was more excited about licking the fucking dust under my bed than to continue playing the game. But for some reason, I've came back to it 2 weeks ago and I actually liked the second part of the game. At first, I want to talk about the map. The map doesn't just get wider in the way of how large it is. It's also all the things you can do or shouldn't try to do, like some side quests start popping everywhere asking you to go from place A to place B, but at area G there's a boss you want to try who connect with area D with a dungeon to find some interesting stuff. Suddenly you start enjoying exploring and re-exploring some place because of the side quest, optional boss and optional dungeon, and those are actually trial forcing you to play with one or two specific character. The reward are not that great, but it forces you to play character that you may have not really focused on, and it also challenges your overall skill in combat, sometimes even allowing you to armatize. If you wonder what the armatization is, it's fine. It's my gateway to now aboard the combat system. I'm a transition ninja. So technically you have to sort your attack with every character to change character and attack depending on the enemy you are fighting. But fuck that, wipe out this fucking tab from your memory and in combat just basic attack for the win. To build up the gauge right here, when you get enough just armatize. Basically armatization is using two characters together and depending on the character you will get a different gameplay, but the more important is that all your attack will do elemental damage on top of being way much stronger. So basically you check the enemy weakness, you armatize depending on the right element to deal an insane amount of damage. If you feel like the battle is getting too tough, you can finish it with the mystic art, which is kind of a special. While we're talking about difficulty, there's like 5 or 6 level of difficulty, plus you can upgrade the level of mobs by up to 20 level. If you want to maximize the experience or money you get, you have to play with those two, and it come all to having a lot of possibility again, like with the area that I was talking about, which I like overall in any game, even though that sometimes you end up playing in a way that was not intended to. For example, the way armor and weapon work is that they all have an upgrade, and if you match certain upgrade together, like in a line or stack them together, you will end up with a bonus. The obvious thing is that some bonus are better than others. So when you end up with a couple of good bonus on the same character, you don't want to change his equipment for a long time just because you don't want to lose it. My point is that you don't have to manage your gear that much in your playthrough, which is weird for an RPG. Overall the game is nice, but after 50-ish hour you have pretty much see everything the game had to offer and you don't get excited buy it anymore. The only reason you keep playing the game is to see how the story will end, and I've already put so much time to not finish it. I'm not gonna talk in detail about the story, not to spoil anything. The weird thing is that I still stand by what I said earlier on the boringness of the character. However, you discover the backstory of other character and get general info about the world. It's definitely an interesting world that they create. Not only that, when you start entering the second half of the game, you see that the main character face more difficult moral decision and the tone get a little darker, who contrast with the generic hopeful main character. For example, there is a side quest who just start with a bunch of dead children. Yeah, that's dark. Just saying, those little shit were thief, by the way. And overall, I think the game is still pretty decent if you want some casual fun. Also, one of the other good thing the game achieve is create a good world. If the game doesn't interest you, I can recommend strongly Tale of Berseria. So it's in the same universe, it's technically a prequel, but it's like 1,000 years before. If you're not sure if you want to try Tale of Berseria, you can try Tale of Zesteria for cheaper. And yeah, like I said, Tale of Zesteria, it's a decent game, but if you want to play the game, you have to be patient because all the good shit are at the end. By the way, there's a lot of things that I didn't speak about in this video. It's just that I don't want my video to be like 50 minutes. So if you have any question, you can comment down below and I will answer any question. And on this note, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, well, don't do it. And if you like my sexy voice, you can subscribe to my channel and become part of the Wall Nation. And on this note, see ya.